Alright, so I wanted to make this video and I wanted to just talk about, at least have a rant about work. Work to me feels off and it feels wrong. I don't know if it's the mediocrity of people lowering you down in terms of like in status, or people gotta constantly remind you about the most smallest, littlest rules and regulations ever. It'd be the most unsatisfying thing ever. Now, to kind of give you a little background on what kind of situation I'm in right now, it's not entirely too deep, but it's moments like these that can really get your head squeezed. You're like, oh my god, who is this person? So check this out, right? So I was at work. So I come into work, right? So I come in about you know how you come into work with casual clothes or not. I mean, when you work as a security guard, right? Obviously, that's obviously like you should maybe be dressed in uniform, but personally, I don't really like to wear my uniform shirt. You know what I'm saying? On my way to work for various reasons, and obviously because of neighborhood wise. But as far as like just wearing casual clothing, it's just 100 times better in my opinion, and I stand by that. But as far as that goes, man, I can't stand the fact that there's always that one person at a job that gotta have this mentality to believe that everyone has to comply to the rules because they signed some paperwork and shit. Like that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, you could sign stating that, oh yeah, with this and that, I state that I did blah 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 blah. But let's be for real, no one really doesn't really care about it. We come in, you punch in, you get your shit together, and then you start the day. You know what I'm saying? I guess for some people, they come with their uniform. Hey, by all means, no problem. But for me, I was never really the kind of guy who like to come into uniform. I know for some people, is probably completely they're probably okay with that, but to me, it was never known. My problem is that when when you work a little too hard, or when you have to basically remind people and it feels off, like they bring out this unwanted energy in its aura, and you can see it in their attitude, in their looks. It's always weird. It's like it's always these weird corporate. It's always like these. No. I don't want to say like I don't want to say any corporate ladies. And that do we do have some guys there as well that could act this way as well. But I find it to be over the years as I work more and more, I started to see more direction towards more the women's side than more towards the men. But it depends on the job. I only like I said, I've done security for like three. I've done factory, same with packing, loadings and stuff for about like 2 years. So I can't really say for sure. It's really just that bad. Like I don't know sometimes, man. It's really messed up. No one should not be able to come into a workspace feeling that they should not be in their presence, man. I feel like if you have any issues or if you have any personal issues, just talk to them and just address it out. I should not have to go tell supervisors or anything like that. And yeah, sure, not really to a degree, but yeah, for the most part. You know what really kills me the most? It's that like you have people who are older but give so much disrespect to younger people, and then the older folks wonder why so many younger folks are so disrespectful to the older folks. I'll give you maybe two reasons. My first reason is because of respect and disrespect. Respect is not something that you've given, it's more something you earn it. You earn it through trust, you earn it through honesty, and you trust each other. But you also treat each other like regular human beings. I swear to God, people can treat people like absolute shit for no good reason. And that should be upsetting. I'll be like, what in the name of like, what? Sometimes I'll be like, yo, literally, I could just be there doing my job, minding my own business. They gonna spill out some bullshit, and they'll be like, yo, listen, I ain't got time for none of that. Just in my opinion, but That's really how it is sometimes in a job. Not all jobs are like this, and not all coworkers ain't half bad. You do have some really cool ones out there, and you do have some people who do understand the context of many things. So you're gonna have to take it with a grain of salt. Another main factor that you also have to put into consideration is that it's like when you give disrespect, you receive disrespect. But if you give respect, you give respect back. It's like when you first go into a school or a job. Everyone is neutral until otherwise. When you walk in, you have like a massive dome of aura, an ice dome. Think of like the snow globes where you shake and you have snow. Basically, no one cannot penetrate the outer layer, but inner layer, that's all on you. Now, obviously, with my family members, they know what buttons to push and they know what buttons not to push. But when it comes to a job, you should be able to know what buttons you shouldn't really be pushing. Because let me just adjust the laptop to the thing. Perfect. And, yep. Okay. You don't want to press on the wrong person and get them something like okay, yeah. Sorry about that. Had to cut off for a second. I thought something I thought something was going on, but it's weird in a very weird way. It's man weird. And really, like that's like my only main issue at a job sometimes, man. It's like you have people who genuinely does their job and are treated like absolute shit, and then you got people who genuinely that doesn't really care for their jobs are somehow praised like literal god and goddesses. I'll be scratching my head sometimes like there is some deep level of shadiness and favoritism sometimes, but I'm only going based off of my preference and based off of my experiences. Everyone's experience is a little different, but I thought this rant needed to be said and done. I know I'm not the only one who feels this way sometimes, and I don't know exactly like how I feel about it, but working at a job that like to work at a job that you hate absolutely sucks. And it starts to take its effect slowly, and I'm starting to realize over the years that like not all jobs based on what you're doing is that bad. It's always the people inside of jobs that makes it harder. The task itself is very straightforward, doing basic stuff for 8 hours a day. But when you have to work with these same people 8 hours a day, it can get frustrating. To me personally, I usually try to work with them regardless because I'm like, listen, I'm here for it. I mean, listen, I'm here with you for 8 hours a day. Let's try to get this over with so we can move on our day in peace. But sometimes, but sometimes, it can be frustrating for everyone else, and pushing the wrong buttons could definitely lead to bigger conflicts and troubles that you didn't even ask for. All right, second cut again. It's a pretty big holiday today. That's why I have a lot of families coming in and out. So I'll do my very best to kind of keep it as minimum as possible. But yeah, that's really all I want to talk about is that like working at a job that you hate sucks. Now, I'm doing my very best to do something about this. Either like finding another job that either no one's not willing to do, working on my side hustles, and really just slowly just really just slowly. I already have my plans and what I'm gonna do. I can't really explain them to y'all because obviously it's competition. And is if there's one thing I learned in college, one of my professors had told me is that in life, you're always competing with somebody. Every day is a competition, and no matter how you see it, someone's always competing either with you or against you. It's either one or the other. It's an interesting one. But I always thought that my high school teachers always took that from a different approach and really thought about things a little more differently. I felt like I felt like my peers in high school was preparing me for college with a lot of stuff, even like this thing called college readiness, but that's another topic for another story. But I felt like there's one thing that I completely didn't prepare myself for. And I feel like they gaslight this one too. Is the harsh reality of what it means to be an adult. I feel like they prepare us. I feel like I'm not so sure if your high school has done this, but for me, they prepare me for college and everything. But I felt like they didn't fully prepare us to become an adult. We didn't truly understand what it means to be an adult because you know what I'm saying? Because how would you? And it's not entirely many kids' faults. But college is a whole nother scenario which I can make about a 10-minute plus video about why college is this and that. But we'll leave that for another side. But I just want to talk about work and just how why sometimes working at a job that you hate sucks right now. And that's what I'm going through. I know someone out there will probably be like, "Oh no, but just do this and that." What do you think I'm doing right now? I just want to express this in a very, very, very interesting way. Because right now it's like okay, I got everything planned out. So what? Obviously things happen. Things happen in life. That's understandable. And really, like, yeah, things happen in life. So you have to delay it, or you have to like do some weird scheduling or all kind of crazy stuff. But everything is transitioning. But then finding a job, whew, I need to talk about that one. I need to talk about finding a job. If you think working at a job sucks, find transitioning into a new job is I don't even know, man. What's happened, man? About 5 6 years ago, this something like this would have never happened. But there's one thing I gotta do. Yeah, that's really what I want to talk about, man. Just really about life rant and shit. About me ranting about job and how much I hate how much I hate working at the moment. But this is the hard times. I'm definitely going through it. I'm staying strong. I want to start uploading again. Just me sitting down here and just talking about life and shit. Because I really don't know what the direction I want this channel to be. I mean, if you guys have any ideas or suggestions, I'm always down for that. I can always make a secondary channel and probably experiment with that as well. But there's one more thing I gotta do real quick. I gotta make sure that this is on. Yep. Yes. That's the most important thing. I mean, come on, come on. You thought I was sleeping on exercising? Come on, man. Come on, man. You can never miss a good day at gym. I just came back from the gym, so I still feel pumped. But that's pretty much that's pretty much what's going on with my current life in a nutshell. It's just that you have a job that you hate. You have some pretty cool you have a pretty cool boss. You have some okay coworkers. You have one coworker that you truly despise or hate, and then you have a lot of shady stuff that goes on in other departments, and a shitload of favoritism. Personally, in my opinion, it's not cool, and really, it completely impacts the way how everyone feels. But I don't want to drag this off any more longer. I'm already past the 10-minute mark. I'm gonna end it here. Hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon going into the evening, and I hope you celebrate. Well, for me, is Eve is. Hold on. Um, I, 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 I just had the name in my head, but I just want to make sure. It's Eid Akman. For anyone who celebrate not Eid Mubarak, but Eid Akman is our second Islamic religion holiday that we celebrate every year. So this is a pretty good one. So I hope everyone takes care. You know what I'm saying? Keep up with the hard work. The grind don't stop until we stop. And I'll probably see you next time, maybe tomorrow. See ya.